Guys, deluded Guna. Now, should players celebrate against former clubs or clubs they were held in high regard or whatever? I'm sure you've had this debate in the pub, in school, or wherever with your friends and your family and your football lovers. Polarizes opinion. Me, I keep changing my opinion as well. And throughout the course of this video, I've changed my opinion several times and will. So let's get into it. There's many different angles and viewpoints. I mean, you can't throw a blanket and look at it from a black and white point of view that I like to do, guys, because I mean, if it's someone like Wayne Rooney, highly decorated at Manchester United, won everything, been there several years, and I know they lost 4-0 against Everton, but let's just say, for an instance, he scored in that game when it was 4-1. I'm pretty sure both sets of fans, like how Arsenal did when Eduardo scored against us, both sets of fans would have clapped him. If the games were different and it was under different contexts, and he did celebrate, I don't think he would, but if he did, maybe it would be slightly different. Or if we look at Cristiano Ronaldo, which he did something I actually don't like. He's one of the best to have ever kicked a football. But when he scored against Manchester United, not the actual action, he didn't want to celebrate against his former club. It's at the player's discretion. That's fine. But me, guys, I just don't like when players do all this. No, I don't want to celebrate. Like, that is technically celebrating. You're raising your hands. For me, you either just jog back into position and do nothing, or you celebrate because you're doing half and half day. You're doing everything but nothing. Like, what is it? My personal point of view is I would celebrate. Like, I looked at, if I was playing for Arsenal and I came through the academy and I loved the club and Wenger did all of this, and for me, and we won trophies, or even if we didn't and I was just loved at the club and I left, my relationship with the fans would not be determined on if I celebrate. Yes, they would change and feel some sort of way, but I would still love them. But for me, I've got a job to do. I've got a job to do to my new employers, and if I score, I'll be doing the new fans a disjustice. Like I said, there's no right and wrongs in this, and I will change my opinion. But I'm just looking at it now. If I played against Arsenal, having played for and been a legend, and I bagged, I'd score. I wouldn't do none of this. I would score, guys. I know I'm very humble, but if I don't want to say this, but I'm a bit of a see you next Tuesday at times. I remember there was one time in school I wasn't allowed to play. I think it was year seven or year eight. Due to off-field antics with teachers and things like that, I was suspended, and the coach wasn't trying to let me play. I was trying to wiggle my way into playing. He didn't let me play. Long story short, I started cheering on the other side, literally at our school, cheering on the other school team. Not proud of it, but I mean, I'm a winner, man. I just want to win. It don't make sense, but yeah. So maybe that will just enlighten you as to why I think like this. For me, I believe you should celebrate. Like, let's look at Danny Welbeck. Like, he came through United, born and bred. The fans didn't want him to really go. The reality is he was forced out by Louis van Gaal. Fans didn't want him to go. The coaches at the club and everyone connected with the club liked him. Like I've said in previous videos, you know what you're getting with Danny Welbeck. He was vital for Sir Alex Ferguson to a degree. He obviously left. He bagged against United. He either scored 2 or 3 times against United now, and he celebrated in all of them. Does that mean he doesn't love United or the fans or the time spent or any of them things any less? No, you guarantee if you ask Danny Welbeck, is there a chance, if there was a chance of returning back to Manchester United before you retire, if there was an opportunity to do it, would you do it? Of course he would. He loves the club. He didn't want to go. Even when you hear Jose say if he was in charge, he wouldn't have let him go. But he has a job to do. I'm sure he still loves the fans, he still loves the club, and he's got a lot of time for everybody with the club. But once the game cuts on, he had a duty to his new employers to celebrate, and to himself. At the end of the day, like, your football career is short. This is what happens. You need to go. Let's look at Alexis. Let's just say again, in a mad world, Alexis went to City. He scored against us and he celebrated, of course, because Alexis has been our best player since Henry, and I love Alexis, and he's made me believe I would be upset. But he wasn't born here. He was born in Chile. He has no affiliation and affection to Arsenal like that. It's a job for the man. If he left and scored, I can't begrudge him for celebrating. This is what it is. The footballers owe us nothing. I've always said the likes of Ox, we've stayed with him and with these injuries and things like that. If he goes and scores and does a knee slide at the Emirates, yes, it's gonna hurt. But it owes us nothing because it is our fault for standing with someone for like that. For example, you saw Lukaku celebrate against Everton when he was at United. That was interesting because I'll be keen to see if that was at Goodison Park what he would have done. Imagine he didn't celebrate. He owes that to the United fans to celebrate. That's just how I look at it. Yes, if you've been at a club 10 years and things like that, you could show a bit more respect. And there are some incidences I wouldn't celebrate, like those of you that know Anthony Knockaert. Brighton fans stayed with him while he was going through some tough personal problems in his family life, and didn't really have a joy for football. Incidences like that, of course, I'm not going to celebrate against Brighton, but them sort of incidences are too far and few. There's also, obviously, when you come through an academy and you become a footballer, it's different, and you don't look for results, and you don't look at things from a fan's point of view. But you can't tell me these players still don't love their boyhood club somewhere in them, because I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what got them into football. Some sort of club or some sort of player, right? Let's look at Ashley Young. Came up as an Arsenal fan. Obviously, when enjoying Manchester United. Bagged against Arsenal. Imagine he thought to himself, I've never played for Arsenal, but this is actually my boyhood club, guys. I'm not going to celebrate, or let me have a muted celebration. His fans are going to ask, well, go on, what are you doing? You have a job. Of course, I'm a bit torn. I know I'm going off topic. I'm a bit torn on if players still love their previous clubs, but I do to a degree. You see, Santi always talk about his old teams in Spain. Matt is always talking about Oviedo. So you never know. For me, like I said, guys, there's no right and wrongs, and these are very blank. You can't throw a blanket because there's many different incidences and circumstances players end up at clubs. So like, yeah. I mean, if Ramsey scored against Arsenal, left Arsenal and scored, could you begrudge him? Because as well as being loved by the fans, he's also been hated and been called crap and this and that and the other. He probably wouldn't celebrate against us because of his love for Wenger and things like that. But if Wenger's not there, how do you know this? Like, for me, it goes either way. Like I said, if you've got a period of time, you spent a period of time with a club, decorated, you've been through some personal problems, or it's just at your discretion. If you don't want to celebrate or not celebrate, that's fine. But me personally, I'm celebrating if I bag a goal, because as a right back, if I look at it as a right back, I was never supposed to be in these positions. It was like an adventure, so I'm celebrating. Nothing better than scoring a goal for me, and I just believe you should celebrate. I don't like these half-hearted hand things. And yeah, like it just really bothers me when players don't celebrate. You need to show elite mentality. Things change in life. Nothing stays the same. I mean, I used to like Toy Story. I can't sit there and watch Toy Story now. Things change in life. You have a job to do. You need to be a killer. Yes, you can have your memories and things like that, but once you step onto the pitch for a new side, bang, look at Van Persie. I'm pretty sure, forgive me if I'm wrong, guys, he didn't celebrate against us the first time, but we then started to whistle him, and he wanted to celebrate, and some fans had the nerve to boo him for celebrating. The man is human. Do you not expect him to react? Now, it's slightly off topic, but if we were to speak about when players against former clubs do certain things like talk to the ref and try to get players sent off, that's a different story. And if you guys want me to speak about that, I'll speak about that in another vid. But yeah, guys, like, do you guys think players should celebrate against former clubs or whatever? Just get in the comments, subscribe. Let's get this discussion going, guys. I'm signing out. Thank you very much for watching, of course.